Future Wrestling Podcast right here on YouTube. I'm Logan Myers, and you guys can check me out there right on Twitter at LoganMyers144. And yes, guys, I am live right here on the Future Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. This is Future Now News, episode number 1. Me going solo, but that's okay. I'm here. I'm live. I don't care. Y'all can just... I'm waiting for some people to get up here in this chat. So I'm just waiting. Just give it a few minutes and let's see what people can hop in the chat and start talking to me, because I am live right here on Future Wrestling Podcast, Future Now News, episode number 1. And yes, guys, I'm officially back. Yeah, been a rough past couple days, but hey, no problem. Stomach ache, stomach virus, whatever. But I'm here, live. So I'm waiting for some people to get in the chat. But I guess I'll start off this Future Now News, episode number 1, right here, by just talking greatly about the Intercontinental Championship on the line at WrestleMania. And I didn't know this. I can't believe the news that I read. It's unbelievable what WWE creative comes up with. First of all, to me, the Intercontinental Championship should be on the line. No doubt about it. It's one of the main championships in the WWE. And I have to give it up to The Miz, because the promo that he says on Raw, when he says, "I've made this Intercontinental Championship more relevant than the Universal Championship," I can't disagree with him. Fact known is Brock Lesnar is not there all the time. We all know this. Fans know this. Hell, even little kids probably know this by now, that Brock Lesnar's not going to be there 24/7, 365 days a year. So, to start off this Future Now News live stream for the first time ever, I know we're not going to have a lot of people in the chat right now, but hell, I'm just doing this just to do this, so I'm waiting for some people in the chat, but who cares? I'm here live. But as for the Intercontinental Championship, the news that I read this morning is kind of sad. It's really sad to me, the fact that they want to put the Intercontinental Championship on the line at WrestleMania 34 and New Orleans in a fatal 5-way match. Are you kidding me? For all the work that The Miz has done, you can't give him a proper one-on-one match? Hell, I don't even care if it's a triple threat match. The Miz deserves that. I would not be against Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and The Miz in a triple threat match. I would not. Who would be against that? I think The Miz, without a shadow of a doubt, is one of the main guys in the company right now. He's been there for 12 years now. 12 long years. You can't say that for half the roster, because we've seen guys come and go. But a guy like Finn Balor, who smiles way too much, and his face slapped just for him to stop smiling. And I think, in the words of Eric, he would do it for me. And a guy who is red hot right now, Seth Rollins, who any championship match he's involved with, I'm okay with, because what he did 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, going an hour and 5 minutes, is unbelievably amazing. We have not had that type of guy come out and do a match for that long, for that long, and so long that it's unbelievable how we've not had a guy do that since I don't even remember. I really don't. It's insane, but that's the truth. As for the Intercontinental Championship match, fatal 5-way, the news is for who's going to be involved in that match right now is The Miz, of course, as the Intercontinental Championship holder. Seth Rollins is also in it, so that makes 2 people out of the fatal 5-way. Finn Balor is a third. Of course, we've seen that on Monday Night Raw. Number 4 is Elias, who, I can't lie to you, he has been also red hot lately. So, hell, I'm not against that either. Elias is one of the best there is right now in the company, on the mic, and what he does with his heel tactics. So in the long run, Elias is one of the underrated guys right now, I think, on Monday Night Raw and in the WWE. As for the fifth guy, see, I'm not against him being a championship match, but it's the wrong championship match. And Braun Strowman does not deserve to be in a mid-card championship match. He has done so much for this company in over a year now that he, I think, at his own right, deserves better than a fatal 5-way for the Intercontinental Championship. I drastically think the WWE needs to change this and put him inside the Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, but as of right now, that is not going to happen. So, as of right now, that's not going to happen, but that's sad, and because of what Braun Strowman can do in the ring and stuff like that. As for the match itself, I think the Fatal 5-Way for the Intercontinental Championship match is not... It's not going to be bad, because I think these guys, all 5 of these guys can go. We know that Braun Strowman can go. He can work rings around a lot of people. He could put match of the year candidate matches in the WWE right now with likes of Big Show. So hell, who says he can't? As for The Miz, I think in this match, I want to see The Miz kind of retain, but I also would not be against a guy like Elias get that opportunity to hold the Intercontinental Championship, because The Miz has been there, done that. He's done that for a while now, and I don't think The Miz needs that championship. I think what The Miz needs drastically is to be put in the Universal Championship scene. Especially if Brock Lesnar were to lose to Roman Reigns, I see The Miz going and being that guy and being able to be in that championship scene. And I'm not against that one bit. No, never. Wouldn't be against it at all. So, Future Now News, number 2, Eric's a cunt. Wait, wrong note, sorry. It's not news anyways. So, moving on. Number 3, Neville is negotiating a return to the WWE. See, what happened last year or a couple months ago with Neville? Neville walked out basically on WWE, kind of like what CM Punk did. But in his own way, he was not mad or against what he was being booked like CM Punk. He just wanted to escape that 205 Live shithole that Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn and whoever else booked that show. And now that Triple H has his hands, his mighty hands on that division, I would not see Neville being against a return to 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division now that we see a guy like Roderick Strong's involved. And guys like that who are coming up from NXT to the main roster and 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division, who could really put a more sweet taste in our mouths and a more of a sweet, likable, fun, and more special. Like that division needs a whole lot of just fixing. Like it's not just the small things, it's the whole bigger picture, that 205 Live. And I've said this multiple times on Travis's channel on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. I've said this multiple times. I've said this day in and day out. The Cruiserweight division, 205 Live, needs a resurrection. It needed it badly, and now that Triple H has his hands on it, he has his mind on it, he has his booking on the division, it's going to only get better. And we've seen that in this tournament. Coming out of the gate, the Cruiserweight division now is what it should have been then. So, as for Neville, though, I could see him coming back to the WWE now than later. And the reason why I say Neville could be coming back very, very soon now than then or after Mania is because that WrestleMania paycheck. Anybody's going to want that. Anybody's going to want that paycheck. Anybody's going to want that pay. And he's the guy that wants it. That's no doubt. Neville's going to want that paycheck. He's going to want to get that mighty dollar. And that's the truth. So, that's my opinions on Neville. The news coming out for number 4 is Rey Mysterio returning to face John Cena or returning Neville. Let me get this straight. The news is that The Undertaker will not be wrestling at WrestleMania for the first time in a long time. And I know that takes a punch to the gut for some guys. It takes a punch to the ribs to some of the fans of The Undertaker because they want to see him wrestle. Some do. Some want him to retire. I understand that completely. I understand completely why they want to. So, it's a big thing for The Undertaker not to be involved in this year's WrestleMania. But Rey Mysterio returning to face John Cena, not against. If he's returning to face Neville, holy shit, get ready. Neville versus John Cena. Rey Mysterio versus Neville. Can you imagine the match? And as for Neville versus Rey Mysterio, I could see a bigger picture to this. I could see them transitioning that feud to 205 Live. Welcome Melvin Lotcher to the chat. What's up, buddy? As for Rey Mysterio and John Cena, who else is there for John Cena to face? Anybody in the chat that's listening, if you had a name that you could say to face John Cena at WrestleMania, who would it be? The rumor was that if John Cena did not face Samoa Joe or Undertaker, John Cena has mentioned wanting to face Rey Mysterio because of how Rey Mysterio looked at the Royal Rumble. I can't say that's the wrong thing. I can't say that I'm against anything that John Cena said. Rey Mysterio looked very, very good. He looked hella fresh. He looked very, very young again. A lot of people say, okay, take your dog out back, Old Yeller style. A lot of people said that about Undertaker. A lot of people said that about Rey Mysterio. You look at what Rey Mysterio has done since he has left the WWE, transitioning back to being a fresh, young, healthy Rey Mysterio. That is a great thing. So I'm very excited and happy for Rey Mysterio to get his opportunity to come back to the WWE. And the negotiating that he is doing is... Actually, this is also for Neville. Neville and Rey Mysterio both are not negotiating with Vince McMahon. They are both negotiating with Triple H. And the person that actually came to Triple H about doing this match with Rey Mysterio is John Cena. If he could not have that match against Samoa Joe and The Undertaker. So that right there says a lot. For the next one, I found out some news of why they chose Roman Reigns over Red Hot Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And right now, first of all, for Seth Rollins, a young Dustin Rhodes. I like that, Melvin. I do like that. I like that. I like that. Oh, Eric's in the chat. Oh, shoot. He didn't see my news from earlier. The first news was the Intercontinental Championship on the line will be a fatal 5-way match at WrestleMania now, featuring The Miz, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Elias. My news, hang on, let me go look. Eric's a cunt. Wait, sorry. That's wrong notes. It's not news anyways. Hang on, let me fix this. Okay, and then Neville is negotiating the return to the WWE. Rey Mysterio will be facing John Cena or returning Neville at WrestleMania. And we're focusing right now on Roman Reigns. Got chose over Red Hot Seth Rollins, and the reason they chose him over Seth Rollins because he's only getting hot right now. I hate that. I hate that how WWE sees, well, he's only getting hot right now. He's only over right now. Well, when somebody's over, in my opinion, in my personal opinion though, when you see somebody's getting red hot, you don't just say, oh, well, we'll get him later. We'll let him continue to get hot. You take that guy who's red hot right now, and you book him to the stars. You don't just make him wait. What are you doing? Are you dumb? I mean, I get it. Seth Rollins is only getting hot right now because of that big match that he did 2 weeks ago. I understand that. I do get it. But come on now. Come on. He's red hot for number one. When you're red hot, you go and you take that and you continue that reign. You continue that red hot streak that's going on. You don't just say, you don't downplay it as, oh, he's only red hot right now. That's like a smack to the face, really. That's ignorant, in my opinion. And the reason why they chose Roman Reigns over Braun Strowman is because they still see Roman Reigns as the top dollar guy. Bitchware. I don't see it. Oh, one good promo. Let me clap. I'm clapping. Okay, that sounded more like porn, but no, Roman Reigns is not the guy right now. Braun Strowman has showed for over a year now that he is definitely capable. He is capable of being able to do the things that he is doing. He can do it. Roman Reigns, I think, is just not ready. And for the last remaining Future Now news, I'll be right back. Give it a second to play some music.